Most developers are still stuck building boring weather apps or to-do list apps, and that's why they're falling behind and never stand out. They are at the bottom of the food chain. The last Codebender is different. He understands that if you want to dominate the market, you need to use the most powerful tools available. And right now, that tool is AI. With AI, he can build in one afternoon what a team of developers would take months to build years prior. Yo Codebenders, my name is Zorbek. I'm a senior software engineer from NYC, and on this channel I teach you how to use AI to build cool stuff as a developer and to get ahead of the AI revolution. In this video, we're gonna see how to add AI to your existing projects. That's the first step to become rich in the AI revolution. So what you need to do first is you need to select a project that will be a good candidate to be turned into an AI project. Personally, for me, the very first project that I built was Twitter ban detector. So this was actually several months before ChatGPT came out, because what a lot of people don't know is the API that is built, like the technology behind ChatGPT, was available for developers like years before ChatGPT even came out. But not as many people knew about it because it wasn't as viral as ChatGPT. But still, you could use the technology. So I built this project because at the time, cancel culture was huge on Twitter. So this was before Elon Musk purchased Twitter, and everyone would get banned left and right. So the idea of this app was to tell you if your tweet has high likelihood of getting you banned or not. So if you write a tweet and everything is fine, the tweet becomes green and you're good to go. If it becomes red, it means that you shouldn't post this because there's a risk of you getting banned. So a very simple project that used just one API call to the OpenAI GPT-3 model, and it was like a cool little project that I made. For the sake of this video, we're gonna start with another project, something that is quite boring. It's literally an app that I'm using to just write like YouTube video titles, and whenever like I'm working on a video, I have this little quick app that I built. I can, here in the input box, I can enter the title or the idea of the video that I'm working on, then I can submit it and it appears in this list, and I can keep adding ideas like this, so I can just visualize, like just as I'm brainstorming through ideas, I can just see the full list there. It's a very boring, dumb app. It doesn't do anything special. If we want to make it interesting though, the thing that we can add is we can add a call to OpenAI to add an assistant that will actually generate ideas for me, right? That would be awesome if you can just type an idea for a video and then it can suggest you like 5 other ideas or 5 alternative titles that you can have for your video. So that's literally what we're going to do right now. To make this work, we need to use the OpenAI API. It's very straightforward. You guys can literally do this in one afternoon. So if you don't want to waste time, literally do this time box in one afternoon. To get started, there's 4 steps that are very easy to follow. Number 1, you go on OpenAI, you create an account, very easy. You get your API key, again, very easy. You go to the OpenAI API documentation, we're going to go through it together. You find the chat API, go over the parameters, check the example code, and literally copy paste that into your app, and that's going to allow you to make that first request that you need to do. So let's go over the documentation on OpenAI. So I'm here on the platform. When you're on OpenAI, you go to API reference, you're going to go here, and then in endpoints, there's a chat. I'm going here, and then in chat, you see that there is this endpoint that you can use. There is an example request that is given to you. I'm going to use Node.js because this is what I'm using for my app. You see that we have to import an OpenAI dependency, and then after that, a little bit lower, this is where the API call comes in. So this is like a helper function from the OpenAI package. So I'm going to do this in my app right here. Okay, I'm going to zoom in for you guys. So the first thing that I need to do is I need to import the OpenAI package. After that, I create the OpenAI instance with the API key, and then I need to add the function. So this is like the component that I have to create those titles. So I'm gonna add the function that gets the data from OpenAI. So literally, if you look at this is literally what I took from the documentation here. I just adapt the prompt to our use case. I say generate 5 viral YouTube video titles in a bullet point list for this video idea. Then I add the video idea. I'm gonna get a response. I'm gonna extract the content from it. I'm gonna split it so that I have an array. And then I'm storing in this state variable all titles. I'm storing all the titles. That's basically it. And then here I have a function, like whenever the form is submitted, I'm calling this function. And at the end of it is gonna call the get data function. So now I'm gonna open the app. I'm gonna write the idea for a video that I have, so how to learn to code fast. This idea appears here and first, and then if this works, yeah, perfect, it worked. This is the ideas that OpenAI generated. So I just enter one idea that I have, and then OpenAI generates 5 different ideas. For example, this one is like learn to code in 7 days, a crash course for beginners, from zero to programmer, master coding in just 30 minutes, the ultimate coding guide, and so on and so forth. So this is like a very easy way of turning a dumb, boring app that doesn't do anything interesting into an app that actually is super useful and helps you brainstorm and generate ideas. And if you really build it into something like more interesting, people would literally be ready to pay for, right? Because I know YouTubers who are ready to pay for just to get those killer, like interesting YouTube video ideas, because there is money down the line behind it. So people are ready to pay for it. And that's how literally in a few minutes to a few hours, you can build a project that is extremely interesting and useful and solves an actual problem. That's why this AI revolution is so interesting. After you have built a few projects to the OpenAI API, you could actually start experimenting different types of APIs, because OpenAI isn't the only one who provides models that can use AI functionality. OpenAI actually has another model called DALL-E 3. So that's one that helps you generate images, like super high quality images. You can use that, for example, like for me, for YouTube, I use that actually to generate thumbnails for my videos. There's a lot of different use cases of what you could do with this. Replicate, Stability AI, Hugging Face, they all have a wide variety of different AI APIs that you can use. A lot of them are open source, so that's very interesting. I already used Replicate to build a project using their Stable Diffusion API, but honestly, you can use any APIs here. It depends on the project that you want to build, but all of them are good and all of them provide very interesting services. This is just a quick example of an app that one of my students built. So this was actually a few months back. So he built it using DALL-E 2. DALL-E 3 now is a lot more advanced. DALL-E 2 was limited because you could only generate squares and then like the prompts were not as good. But his idea was to build an AI thumbnail generator. So you write the title of your video idea and then it generates the thumbnail. If you would just replace the model now from DALL-E 2 to DALL-E 3, it would provide a lot better results. That's what's nice also with AI is as those models improve, you don't even need to do more work. You literally have the same exact code, you switch the model and your app becomes 2, 3 to 10 times better just because the model has improved over time. That's what's fascinating. Another project that one of my students built using Replicate is this. It's like an artistic QR code generator. You enter the URL of a website, you enter like a description of the style of QR code you want, you click on generate and then it creates this QR code. This was built using one of the Replicate APIs. It's also a project that is pretty simple to build using AI, but the results are very impressive. And again, like what's interesting with those types of ideas is that you could literally potentially turn it into a business pretty quickly and start generating revenue. Because for example, businesses can be interested in having QR codes, right, that have a specific design and they can create a whole marketing campaign around it. And they will be ready to pay a certain amount just to get those super custom QR codes. But always remember one thing, young Codebenders. For us, AI and code are just tools to reach our goals. It's not an end in itself. We're not learning AI just for the sake of it. We're using AI to get to our goals, to build cool stuff, become free, generate wealth. That's the end goal. I have a private network. If you guys want to go to the next level, if you want to start building very interesting, unique AI app ideas and learn how to stand out in the market, I have this bootcamp that I've created. You can go on lastcodebender.com/bootcamp. You're gonna get access to a lot of learning material on how to build AI apps, 10 different ideas of unique AI apps that you can build. You also have access to group calls with me and a bunch of other people. If you sign up right now, you're gonna get a special discount, so I highly recommend it. Go check it out, lastcodebender.com/bootcamp. I'll see you inside. And now if you want to know 6 different AI app ideas that you can build, go check out this video right here.